Recovering your emotional balance without leaving your husband is not about pretending everything is fine or forcing yourself to stay strong while silently breaking inside. It is about learning how to stand steady again when your emotions feel scattered, overwhelmed, and constantly reactive. Because many wives today are not asking to leave their marriage. They are simply asking to feel like themselves again, to stop feeling anxious all the time, to stop feeling emotionally drained, to stop feeling like they are losing who they are just to keep the relationship alive. And if you are listening to this right now, there is a strong chance that you love your husband, you value your marriage, but something inside you feels off balance. You feel emotionally tired, easily triggered, overly sensitive, or completely numb. And you might be wondering, how did I get here? When did I stop feeling calm, confident, and emotionally secure? Because emotional imbalance doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly when your needs are postponed again and again, when your feelings are minimized, when you keep adjusting, compromising, understanding, and giving without receiving the same emotional care in return. And over time, your nervous system stays in survival mode, always alert, always hoping for reassurance, always bracing for disappointment. And this state is exhausting, especially for women who naturally feel deeply and love wholeheartedly. But here is the truth that often goes unspoken. You do not need to leave your marriage to regain your emotional balance, but you do need to stop abandoning yourself within it. Because balance begins when you return to yourself emotionally. The first step in recovering emotional balance is recognizing that your feelings are signals, not weaknesses. If you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or emotionally unstable, it does not mean something is wrong with you. It means something important inside you needs attention. And instead of judging yourself for feeling this way, you begin healing by listening, slowing down, and asking yourself, what am I constantly tolerating that is draining me? What emotions am I suppressing to keep peace? Because emotional balance cannot exist where self-silencing lives. The second step is learning how to emotionally regulate yourself without depending on your husband's behavior to feel okay. This is crucial because when your emotional state rises and falls based on how attentive, loving, or distant he is, you lose your center. And regaining balance means grounding yourself regardless of his mood tone or availability. This might look like breathing exercises when you feel triggered, journaling your thoughts instead of reacting immediately, taking intentional pauses before responding, or creating small daily rituals that calm your body and mind. Because emotional balance starts in the nervous system before it shows up in communication. The third step is redefining how you show up in the marriage, not from fear of losing him, but from respect for yourself. Many women stay emotionally over-invested, over-explaining, over-giving, and overcompensating, thinking this will save the relationship, but in reality, it often deepens imbalance because you are pouring from an empty cup. So instead, you begin practicing emotional boundaries, which means you stop chasing reassurance, you stop engaging in every emotional tug of war, and you stop sacrificing your peace to prove your love. Boundaries are not about withdrawal or punishment. They are about maintaining your emotional stability, and when you honor your limits, you feel calmer, clearer, and more in control of yourself. The fourth step is communicating from emotional steadiness rather than emotional overwhelm, which means you wait until you are calm, centered, and clear before having important conversations. You speak from your experience instead of accusation, saying things like, I feel emotionally drained and I need more balance in my life, instead of blaming or begging, because emotionally balanced communication invites understanding, while emotionally charged communication often creates resistance. And even if your husband struggles to fully meet you emotionally, your calm presence shifts the dynamic. Because when you stop reacting and start responding, the relationship energy changes. The fifth step is rebuilding your emotional world outside the marriage. Because emotional balance cannot survive when your entire sense of safety, happiness, and validation depends on one person. This means nurturing friendships, interests, faith, movement, creativity, or therapy. Anything that reminds you that you are a whole person beyond being a wife, and this is not selfish, it is necessary. Because when your life feels full, your marriage stops feeling like the only place you must survive emotionally. And as you begin practicing these steps, something powerful starts happening. You feel more grounded, less anxious, less reactive, and more emotionally clear. You stop walking on eggshells. You stop questioning yourself constantly. And you stop feeling like you're losing control of your emotions. And from this balanced place, you can stay in your marriage without losing yourself, because staying does not have to mean suffering. And loving him does not require abandoning yourself. And I want you to hear this clearly: emotional balance is not about becoming cold, distant, or detached. It is about becoming emotionally secure, self-aware, and rooted in your worth. It is about learning how to love without self-erasure, how to stay without self-betrayal, and how to choose peace without choosing distance. And when you operate from emotional balance, you gain clarity. You can see your marriage more honestly. You can decide what you will accept, what you will work on, and what you will no longer tolerate. And regardless of how your husband responds, you are no longer lost inside the relationship. You are present, grounded, and whole. And that alone is healing. So if this message resonates with you, if it feels like someone finally explained what you've been struggling to name, remember that you are not broken. You are overwhelmed, and overwhelm can be healed. And if this video brought you comfort or clarity, take a moment to like it, subscribe for more emotional guidance for wives, and share it with a woman who may be trying to hold her marriage together while quietly losing her emotional balance, because healing is possible and you do not have to leave to find yourself again.